Summer drawing to a close here in the Southeast. The roof is closed at the wondrous Mercedes-Benz Stadium due to the hot temps still outside here in downtown Atlanta. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll start on the ground. Hall. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. Well, this defense for the Texans, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at the 40. A 1st down throw for Mills. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Mills on 1st down. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 41. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. They'll run with Hall. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 1 yard is the gain. And that leads to an Atlanta first down.
The Falcons at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw taken in by Ridley here.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 19.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by Jordan Poyer.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Carr going to throw.
Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
And the Texans are going to get it back here just shy of the 20.
Well, Brandon, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get them next time out.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Mills.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So now after the sack, Mills and the Texans needing to navigate a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And this pass caught by Gray.
And he is out of bounds, able to get it across the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Mills' throw taken in by Collins. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Mills now looks to throw on first down. Another one caught by Collins.
And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Mills to throw it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass.
Again, it's Mills. He'll complete this one to Collins.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Now Mills.
He finds Austin complete.
He's going to pick up the first down and then some.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His third touchdown now on the year.
And the Texans post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Taken from about the 12. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Carr. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Another try after the first down sack. Carr.
This pass out wide to Hall.
And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Now a play fake. Carr.
Across the middle and into the hands of Ridley.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now a man who did his collegiate punting just a couple hours from here in Clemson in South Carolina, Bradley Pinion to kick. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
On 1st and 10, Mills.
Under pressure, and down he goes.
And credit that sack to D'Angelo Malone.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Mills.
Completes it to Austin.
Finding room at midfield.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Here's Mills. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
A give running right is Hall.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Throwing his car on third down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the leather jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense.
Touchdown, Texans. Nico Collins, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Texans 14, Falcons nothing.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
It's a gain of 35.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On 1st down, Carr. And now here is another interception.
It's Bubba Bolden who picks it. And the Texans are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Boy, they get him yet again, Charles. 5 interceptions in this game. You rarely see this, maybe a couple of times in a season, but this defense, they've been fantastic.
It's certainly an example of watching a defense that is in the zone, right? We use that term so often, but most of the time.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Deion Jones charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mills. He'll get this to Nwangu.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Mills on 3rd and 2.
He finds his man, complete. That's Austin. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They get 9 yards there, and they get a 1st down.
Houston.
Looking to throw is Mills. Right side, and he finds Gray. Trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line.
A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
This is what made the West Coast offense a staple around the NFL in the 80s and 90s. You don't have to push the ball deep downfield to come up with big plays, and there's an example of that right there.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Second down and goal. Mills. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins
With his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Is good.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes the score 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Play action. Now it's Carr.
Open man downfield is Ridley.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On play action. Now Carr.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
And my goodness, another interception.
Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Texans are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. But it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
2nd and 6.
Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Off the play fake, Mills.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
This is taken at about the 14. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. A first down throw for Mills. And this pass caught by Gray. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Throwing, Mills. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. To throw, Mills. Over the middle, he gets it to Collins. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
A gain of 14. First down.
Mills. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And they'll throw again. Here's Mills.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because...
And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
Mills now. This will be complete to Mechie. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
A gain of 8 yards.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Mills to throw it. Able to find Gray here.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I thought they were onto something with their play call and kind of went in reverse a little bit. Threw it on 1st down, then ran it on 2nd down. Not successful either way. What play call do they come up with here on this important 3rd down try?
Give him a couple on the run there, and now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but that winds up incomplete. He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
And he can't get away. Carr is going to go down, and that is a safety.
So, Charles, this organization used a high pick to acquire this man's defensive services, and that's a good reason why right there, as he's able to force the safety.
Yeah, it's not just his athletic ability that they drafted. They love his mind, and to me, he saw that play develop in his head before the snap. He knew the point he needed to get to, and unbelievable instincts for the game came to the front. Heck of a play he just made right there.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
Mills now looks to throw on first down.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
On 2nd and 10, Mills. He finds Austin complete. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
First down, Texans.
Now Mills. That's complete left side to Gray. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now a second down and 6.
At the 43-yard line.
Here's Mills. That'll be pulled in downfield by Collins.
Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins.
His third touchdown of the season, all coming in this game.
And the Texans are an extra point away from going up by 30.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Ball again on second down.
And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15.
A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. We have played 3 quarters. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
Mills throw brought in by Austin. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but It's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the fourth.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all. But in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
A second down throw for Mills.
He finds his man, complete. That's Gray. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10, mark him down at the 9. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
At the 9-yard line.
Mills again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
I like how he hung in there and went through his progressions, but eventually his internal clock went off and told him it was time to make a run for it, and he ends up sliding down with a solid gain.
Third and goal, Mills. He'll get this to Kene Nwangu complete.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
Pass complete to Kene Nwangu. A loss of a yard.
4th down, Mills.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Nico Collins.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
And he'll get this one up to the 26.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 16, 1st down Falcons.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Hall on a give up the middle. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 43 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 46.
On 1st down, right back to Hall.
No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
On 2nd and 11 now. Carr.
Across the middle and into the hands of Ridley.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw again on 2nd down, Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Carr. And now another one thrown incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Lavonte David.
And the Texans force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
Throwing on 2nd and long.
Mills. He's got it to Collins, complete.
He's at the 30. 10, 5, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
The score, Texans 44, Falcons nothing.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
Well, he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And my goodness, another interception.
It's Bubba Bolden who picks it.
And they will finally put an end to the return, but not until he takes it back all the way inside the 10-yard line.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
One final try now for Carr.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles,